It may be hard to believe, but WrestleMania 41 is just a few days away. At this point, all of the matches across both nights have been announced and the build-up is pretty much done, meaning that the road to WrestleMania is now over. But now that all of the build-up is done, which matches have the most hype behind them? Let's find out. I'm Brandon and this is Wrestling Talk. So WWE made it official, across both nights of WrestleMania there are going to be 13 announced matches, and then one more that's currently unannounced, and that's the Randy Orton match, whatever that may be. But just because you have 14 matches doesn't mean that the hype level is the same for all of them. Some matches had a lot more effort and development put into them than others, so that's going to dictate which matches I'm most excited for by the time WrestleMania actually happens. So I thought it'd be fun to do a tier list. I know, very original concept here, where we break down and rank all 14 matches based off hype. Just how excited am I for each match by the time it begins? So as you can see, we got 5 categories. At the top, we got hyped as fudge. Very simple, these are the matches that I need now. Next up, we got very excited. After that, we got should be good, which is my very middle of the road category for matches I'm not overly positive or negative on. I just look at them and go, should be good. After that, we got meh, and then of course at the bottom, bathroom break. Now, that category can be perceived as pretty disrespectful to the wrestlers, but I'm purely basing this off of hype. When you look at the development and momentum behind these matches, how excited are you for them? Is it something that you are seated for, or is it something that you look at and you just don't really care to watch? To me, that's a bathroom break match. I'm still gonna watch it and I hope to be proven wrong, but when I look at the build up to the match, I don't care. Alright, let's get started. So I broke down all 14 matches in the official order that WWE released. By the looks of it, Gunther versus Jey is going to open night 1, Punk, Roman, and Seth are going to be the main event of night 1. And then according to WWE, the women's tag team titles are going to open night 2, and Cody versus Cena is going to close night 2. So let's start off with Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. I gotta be honest, for the longest time, this was a bathroom break match. I did not like the development of this feud at all. I love Gunther as an in-ring performer, I love Jey Uso as a character, but ever since this match was announced, I haven't been for it, and I haven't really been liking it up until the Jimmy Uso beatdown segment. That segment saved this feud. It was brutal, it was visceral, it gave the entire story some stakes, and to be honest, that moment took this feud from bathroom break to meh. I'm sorry, I can't go any higher, because even with that moment, the rest of the build-up for this feud really wasn't working for me at all. Jey Uso was just feeling like a caricature, Gunther was feeling very dull, and again, ever since this match was announced, I kept going back to the same thing. We just saw it at Saturday night's main event. So even if the build-up was amazing, how excited could I be for a match that I just saw? But in addition to the Jimmy Uso segment, another reason why this has been elevated to meh is because I know both of these guys are going to go into this match with a huge chip on their shoulder. I think they know about the online chatter, they have their ear to the ground, they know all of the criticism being levied at them. They also might be thinking that their match was originally supposed to main event night 1, but given the lack of hype behind their feud in comparison to the Punk Roman Seth story, it's now gotten pushed to just being the show opener. A lot of people say that if you're not in the main event, the next best spot is the opener of the show. I disagree. If you're not the main event, you want to be the co-main event. And if you're not the co-main event, you want to be the match before the co-main event. You want your match as close to the main event as possible. Because by the time WrestleMania ends, the match that people are most likely to forget about is the one that happened first. So because of all that, I think these guys are going to go into the ring with something to prove. But as much as I want to put it into the should be good range, I gotta stick to my guns. It's meh. I like the match at Saturday night's main event, but I'm not seeing how this is that WrestleMania match that WWE is kind of wanting it to be. Moving on. Next up, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. And I'm gonna say this, Naomi's heel turn is better than John Cena's. For starters, it's a legit character change. She has new gear, a new catchphrase, a new look. It's a fresh coat of paint and a new lease on life for Naomi. But also, I just buy it more. When she's cutting her promos about how she's been jealous of Jade Cargill and envious of Bianca Belair, you feel it. When John Cena's cutting his heel promos, it feels like he's grasping at straws trying to come up with reasons for us to boo him. It also really feels like an act. Obviously, WWE is scripted entertainment, but Naomi's heel turn just feels more real. Where Cena just feels like he's holding back laughter after every one of his big lines. Is it entertaining? Yes, but so far, Naomi's heel turn is way more effective. And then you couple that with Jade Cargill's big return at Elimination Chamber, which was one of the biggest moments of the night. And then on top of that, it's long-term storytelling. This story they've been telling ever since, like, what, November last year? And honestly, when I look at all of the rest of the WrestleMania builds, yes, this one is very simple, but I think it's effective. So much so that I gotta say, I'm very excited for this match. Do I think it's gonna be this in-ring clinic? No, but it doesn't need to be. Not every match needs to be a 5-star classic. It can just be a 10-minute brawl. Jade obviously gets the win, and in doing so, it sets up both characters going forward. Honestly, by the time this match starts, I'm going to be very excited for it. Moving on to the next match, and that is the War Raiders versus the New Day defending the World Tag Team Championships. For some reason, this match is on the Mania card, but not the Street Profits defending the WWE Tag Team Championships. And I'm just gonna keep it simple. This is a bathroom break. I like all 4 guys involved, but the War Raiders just don't have any heat behind them. All they are at this point are match guys. And then you look at the New Day, who yes, had that awesome segment with Big E a few months ago, and they have not really capitalized on that at all. To me, this is a match that should be on the Raw after WrestleMania, not WrestleMania itself. I'm sure there's a business reason why this match is on the card, but if I had the pencil, I would not put this on there. But also, I am totally willing to eat my words here. If these 4 guys go out there and put on an absolute banger, then I will admit that I was wrong. But at the moment, this does not feel like a WrestleMania match to me. I'm not excited for it. It's a bathroom break. Next up, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. I gotta be honest with you. I'm teetering between bathroom break and meh. If this was just Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable, this would be in the should be good, maybe to very excited category. But this El Grande Americano thing, to me, is not working at all. I think this is the match on the card that's really playing to the younger audience. Everyone loves Rey Mysterio. They want to boo this big bad guy with a mask. I think this is probably going to be a match where you get like a celebrity involved. I think they're going to bring out American Made and the LWO, and everyone's going to be doing flips, and it's going to be a spectacle, a big show. So because of that, I think I'm going to give it meh. But I gotta be honest with you, it's teetering towards bathroom break. Because again, the development for this has just been so lame. A lot of people online are saying this is gonna be an in-ring classic because it's Rey Mysterio and Chad Gable, but given the nature of this El Grande Americano character, and given the fact that you're gonna have to include all of those members of LWO and American Made, I'm not expecting this to be an in-ring showcase. Moving on, we got LA Knight defending the US title against Jacob Fatu. This is a match where I think it should be good, but I'm not overly excited for it because LA Knight and Jacob Fatu don't really have this big feud going on. Really, all of the heat in this feud is Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. LA Knight kind of just feels like he's there. I'm decently excited for this match though because it's Jacob Fatu. The guy is an athletic anomaly. He's insane. LA Knight is also a super entertaining character. He knows his role and he does it well. I think this should be a perfectly fine match. Again, I'm not really seeing the WrestleMania nature of it, but I'm decently excited, so I'm going to go should be good for this. Next up is Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Oh boy, I gotta tell you, ever since last summer, I have been predicting this match to happen at WrestleMania. It just felt like all of the stars were aligning for this match to happen. We knew Charlotte Flair was going to be coming back from her injury. We knew Tiffany Stratton was going to eventually cash in her Money in the Bank. So I was so excited when they finally announced this match was going to happen because I think in ring, this could steal the entire show. But then the actual feud kicked off. And to be honest with you, it kind of lowered my excitement for the match because I just realized that as characters, they weren't clicking. But then again, to be honest, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley didn't really click as characters either, and Charlotte versus Rhea at WrestleMania 39 is one of my all-time favorite matches. So really, I expect no different here. Despite the two of them not really clicking from a character perspective, they should still go out there and put on a banger. But then we got the promo. The awkward shoot promo where both characters went off the rails, said things they weren't supposed to. They got real life heat backstage. It was so awkward and I loved it. That promo, as awkward as it was, took my interest in this match from here to here. Now I need to see this because now this feud is feeling like Charlotte versus Becky at Survivor Series a few years ago, where the two of them had real life heat backstage. So leading up to the match and even in the match itself, it all just felt visceral and brutal and like something we shouldn't be seeing. And now this match has that kind of heat behind it. Couple that with the fact that these two can go in the ring. They're two of the best in the women's division today. This match, I'm telling you, I am hyped as fudge for it. Give it to me now. I can't wait. I will be seated for it when it starts. And then, of course, the main event of night one. We got CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns in a custody of Paul Heyman match, essentially. And I'm going to keep this very simple, too. I am hyped as fudge for this as well. The story has been interesting. It's been complex and very layered. And despite this match not being for a title, I'm still super excited to see what happens. I'm very positive Roman Reigns isn't going to win this, but when it comes to Punk versus Seth, it can be either one of them. Am I more excited for it than Tiffany versus Charlotte? I'm going to say yes. I would say I'm more excited for it than Tiffany versus Charlotte because the actual build-up for the longest time was way more interesting. And then of course you go to the match itself. This is going to be an awesome triple threat. All right, moving on to night two. We're starting off with Liv and Raquel defending the women's tag team titles against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, who's the IC champion. But I guess you wouldn't know it because she's not defending it at WrestleMania. I gotta be honest with you, on principle, this should be a bathroom break. The fact that the women's tag titles are being defended against two people that aren't a tag team is very infuriating. Bayley almost main evented WrestleMania last year, and this year she's being relegated to this like weird monster mash tag team thing. Lyra Valkyria should be defending the title at WrestleMania, not just holding it in a tag match that she's obviously not going to win. And then honestly, Liv Morgan I think deserves better than this too. She has been the MVP of the women's division for so long. It just feels weird that she's being thrown into this kind of hodgepodge situation. To me, Liv and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra shouldn't be happening at WrestleMania. Instead, we should have gotten Liv Morgan versus Alexa Bliss one-on-one. After Liv eliminated Alexa Bliss from the Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble, it seemed like that's where the story was going. Alexa's big return match would be against last year's MVP of the women's division. And you could have brought out all the stops too. Raquel Rodriguez and the rest of Judgment Day could try to interfere and win it for Liv, and then who comes to the aid of Alexa Bliss but the Wyatt Six? Bo Dallas is reportedly injured, but he wouldn't need to do anything. Nikki Cross and the rest of the Wyatt Six could take down Judgment Day, opening the door for Alexa to pin Liv Morgan, winning her big WrestleMania return. Given the work Liv Morgan did last year, she deserves a big singles match at WrestleMania, and the fact that Alexa Bliss isn't at WrestleMania is just so weird. To me, Liv versus Alexa would have been way more excited than what we got. But I'm not going to put it in bathroom break, mainly because of the talent involved. Lyra Valkyria is a unit. She can go in the ring. You got Bayley, who's an all-time great. Raquel Rodriguez is really good. And then you got Liv Morgan, who has become sort of an in-ring general. Ever since SummerSlam last year, I really started noticing just how great Liv Morgan is in the ring. She was the MVP of the Elimination Chamber this year. She is so good, to a point now where whenever Liv Morgan has a match, to me, it's must-watch TV. So because of that, I'm gonna put this in meh. I'm not happy with this booking at all. I think the development for this feud has been very lackluster. I don't think this bodes well for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Tag Team Championships, or really the women's division as a whole. But because of the talent involved, I have to say I am excited for the match. Next up, we got Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight. Now, I was never over the moon about this feud because I wanted Drew, and even Damian to be a part of something more substantial at WrestleMania. It would have been nice for Damian to go after either the US or IC title, and it would have been nice to see Drew kind of looped in with the Seth Roman Punk feud. But nevertheless, this is where we are. And I gotta say, both guys have done a really good job with this feud. And similar to Jey versus Gunther, I think they're going to be walking into WrestleMania with massive chips on their shoulder, ready to blow the roof off the place. I think that's why this was given a stipulation of being a street fight. I think these guys are going to go in there hungry, ready to prove everyone wrong. And to be honest, the last match they had at Clash at the Castle was fantastic, even though Damian Priest kind of had like a bit of a leg injury in the match. So because of all that, I gotta say, I am very excited for this match. I'm gonna say more excited than Jade versus Naomi. When this match comes on, I will be seated. Next up, we got the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. This is a kind of middle of the road match for me. The development for this one has been weird. It feels like Penta and Braun are both the third wheel in this 4-man feud. All of the story is around Finn and Dom. From an in-ring standpoint, I think it's going to be very entertaining, especially since Braun Breaker has finally perfected his spear. I'm decently excited for this one. There hasn't really been much to it other than, is Dom going to turn on Finn in the match, or is he going to cost Finn the match accidentally, or is he going to accidentally cost Finn the match and then capitalize on it and get the title for himself? So there's a bit of drama there. I will be pretty seated by the time this match happens. So because of that, I'm going to put it in should be good, and I'm actually going to put it above LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. Next up, we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I know for a lot of people, Logan Paul kind of has go-away heat. I still find him massively entertaining as a character, and more importantly, an in-ring performer. His match with Roman Reigns from a few years ago is still one of my favorites, and his singles match against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 39 was incredible. So from a build-up standpoint, there really hasn't been much to this feud. It's actually been one of the weaker builds, but in terms of the match that we're going to get, I think it's going to be awesome, and I think that potential is what's carrying this entire program. So I'm still going to put it in very excited. All right, so I put the Randy Orton match on night 2 right before our 2 main events. I don't think it's just going to be a match. I think it's going to be more of a segment. I think Randy's going to come down to the ring, and you're going to kind of be waiting to see who his opponent is. At the moment, it seems like it's going to be Solo Sikoa, but I think it's going to be Nick Aldis. But because of the simple fact that we don't know who the opponent is going to be, by the time we get to Randy Orton's WrestleMania segment, I'm going to be very excited. The build has been unfortunate because Kevin Owens is injured in real life, but it's all leading to a moment that I'm very excited for. Moving on to the final 2 matches. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus Bianca Belair for the Women's World Championship. I need this match now. Like, now. These are 3 of my favorite wrestlers, and while the storyline hasn't been the most exciting thing, I just know that this match is going to cook. Like, cook with gas. I think these 3 are going to have an excellent in-ring dynamic. I legit don't know who's gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be Rhea though. Similar to the other triple threat where it's clearly not gonna be Roman, I think this triple threat, it's clearly not gonna be Rhea. But when it comes to Io Sky being the underdog champion retaining, or Bianca Belair retaining her WrestleMania undefeated streak, I am just so excited for this. I think this could be match of the weekend. And again, by the time this match starts, I am going to be so hyped. I gotta say, this is hyped as fudge, and it's going to be my number 1. Again, the development for it has not been as strong as the Roman Punk Seth story, but just from an in-ring standpoint, I think these 3 are going to tear the house down. And not only is it unpredictable like Seth, Roman, and Punk, there's a title on the line, so whoever wins is now your new champion, as opposed to the other match where it's kind of like whoever wins is now the new Paul Heyman guy, which yes, that means a lot. That is industry changing. But sometimes having a title on the line just makes all the difference. So yeah, hyped as fudge. And lastly, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. This is the big match of this WrestleMania. From a storyline perspective, I'm very excited for this. I think it's going to be a big moment. I think The Rock's going to be there. It's going to be really interesting to see how Cena works as a heel, but I can't say that I'm hyped as fudge for it. I'm sorry. I haven't really been digging heel Cena. It just feels too forced. Obviously, wrestling is scripted entertainment. It's all forced. It's all fake. But something about this Cena heel turn, ever since the moment at Elimination Chamber, it all just feels like he's really grasping at straws, trying to come up with reasons for us to hate him. And also, I gotta be honest, from an in-ring standpoint, I don't think this match is going to be a classic. Cena in 2025 is not the same Cena as 2008, or even 2015. But even with the hype, this match does not have the same aura as Hulk Hogan and The Rock at WrestleMania 18, or The Rock and John Cena at WrestleMania 28. It doesn't have that kind of hype behind it. At least not right now. So I gotta say, I'm still very excited for this. It is going to the tippy top of the very excited category, but I can't say I am over the moon for it. Alright though, that's it. This is my final ranking of all of the WrestleMania 41 matches based off hype. Obviously, this is not the definitive list, it's just my list. So to be honest, I'm pretty excited for this WrestleMania. There are at least 4 matches with Cody and Cena that are must-watches. And I only put one in the bathroom break category, so that's good. Do I think this WrestleMania build was as good as 40? Absolutely not. But what do you think? What are the matches that you're hyped as fudge for, and what are the matches that you would consider a bathroom break? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Probably after WrestleMania. So hey, enjoy the show. Bye bye.